Hey guys, Greg for Team 556, and today we're going to be doing another EDH deck. Today's deck is going to be on Azusa, Lost But Seeking. For those of you who don't know what she does, she's a 3-mana, 1/2 human monk that allows you to play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. So she's pretty powerful. We're going to get started with the land base. We are running 27 basic forests, pretty standard. For our non-basics, we're running 1 Tranquil Thicket for card draw, a Buried Ruin to get your artifacts back, a Rogue's Passage just to get some damage through, and then the 3 Urza's Lands, Power Plant, Mine, and Tower. Next, we're going to look at our instants. We're only running 9. We're running Reclaim for Graveyard Recursion, Back to Nature, Naturalize, Natural End for a little bit of enchantment hate. We're running 1 Graw to the Bone for a little bit of life gain, and also has the flashback cost. Beast Within, green's Vindicate, so you gotta play it. We're running a Harrow. Slice and Twine, it's a 4 mana that allows you to destroy an artifact or enchantment and draw a card, so that's pretty fun. And then 1 Living Destiny. For the sorceries, we have 13. We're running a Rampant Growth, Explore, Revive for more Graveyard Recursion, Nature Spiral, Cultivate, Tranquility to board wipe enchantments, Explosive Vegetation, Hunter's Feast, Bountiful Harvest, which is one of the more powerful sorcery cards in this deck. It's 5 mana that you gain 1 life for each land you control. With Azusa, you're going to be putting out so much land, you usually get 10 or 15 easy. Next, we're playing Overrun. Desert Twister. It's a 6 mana Beast Within that doesn't give him a creature. Halve Nightpack, a very fun card, especially when we're running so many basic lands. It's a 7 mana sorcery. You put a 2/2 green wolf creature token into play for each forest you control. So really powerful card. And then the last sorcery is Genesis Wave. It wouldn't be a green deck if you didn't have a Genesis Wave or a Green Sun, so I had to throw that in there. Next, we're going to move on to our enchantments, which we're only running 3. We're running Asceticism, which is pretty much a green staple now. Awakening Zone gives you a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn each turn. And then Blanchwood Armor to make Azusa a little bit bigger. We're running 1 Planeswalker, and it's Garruk, Wildspeaker, mainly just to untap creatures and at the very end of the game overrun for win. Or sorry, untap lands, not creatures. Now we're going to look at our artifacts. We're running 15. First we have Everflowing Chalice, Soul Ring, Mana Vault, an Expedition Map, all for a little bit of mana ramp. Of course, it's EDH. We got to play our Sensei's Divining Top. Running Horizon Spellbomb allows you to search for a land, and if you pay a green for its activation cost, you get to draw a card. Elixir of Immortality, gain some life and shuffle your graveyard. Ultimasphere, Culling Disc, Horned Helm, just to give Azusa trample, Lightning Greaves, Crystal Ball, Whisper Soak Cloak, Sesei's Ring for a little bit of mana ramp, and then Jameer Tome for card draw. Green's kind of lacking in card draw, so any card that doesn't force you to have your opponents draw at the same time is pretty good. Next we have our creatures, which we're running 25 creatures. We're running 1 Magnus of Vineyard. He's a new addition to this deck, and he's actually working out kind of well. What he does is he's a 1 mana 1/1. At the beginning of each player's turn, you add 2 green mana pool, 2 green to your mana pool. So it's kind of a trade-off. You're getting mana, but everyone else at the table is getting mana too. So in my experience, they're less likely to attack you early game if you get this out, because it allows them to mana ramp a little bit more. Then we have a Sylvan Ranger, and a Ekra Tribe Elder, and Viridian Emissary for more mana ramp. We have Tarjuru Preserver. He's a 2 mana, 2/1. That makes it so that your creatures, you can't sacrifice your creatures. Then we have a Gaia's Herald to make sure your creature spells don't get countered. We have an Elvish Visionary for card draw. Obviously, it's green in EDH. We're going to have to play an Eternal Witness. Borderland Ranger. Viridian Corruptor. It's a 3 mana, 2/2 body with Infect that comes with the ability to destroy an artifact, so it's pretty good. Glazing Gladeheart. This card has won a few games for me now. If you don't know what he is, he's a 3 mana, 2/2. And whenever your land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 2 life. So with Azusa allowing you to play 3 lands per turn, this card pays off big. Next, we're running a Leatherback Bailiff. Generic 3/4s, but you get a 4/5, so he's pretty awesome. Now, one of the key cards in this deck, Oracle of Moldiah. If you get these 2 cards out, you can play 4 lands per turn. Oracle of Moldiah allows you to play an additional lands on each of your turns. You play with the top card of your library revealed, and if it's a land card, you get to play it. So it's pretty awesome once you get these 2 out, as well as another card that I'll talk about later. We have a Yeva, Nature's Herald. We have a Forgotten Ancient. Drove of Elves. This card's actually very underutilized in EDH. It's a 4 mana, star, power and toughness equal to the number of green permanents you control. Drove of Elves can't be target of spells or abilities your opponent controls. So it's actually a very good card, but it's very underplayed in EDH. Then we have Acidic Slime. Bellowing Tangleworm. Since it's mono green, might as well give all your creatures Intimidate. And what goes better with Bellowing Tangleworm? Ant Queen, to give you an army of 1/1s with Intimidate. Oop. Then we have Soul of Harvest for more card draw. And we have Garrick's Horde, a powerhouse. He's a 7 mana, 7/7 trample. You play with the top card of your library revealed, and if the top card of your library is a creature, you can play it. Now, the greatest setup I've ever had was Oracle of Moldiah and Garrick's Horde out at the same time. If I ran into a land or a creature, I could play it. I had a Yeva out, so the green creatures had flash, and I also had Azusa out. So I could run into 3 lands and play them, and if I ran into creatures, I could play them with flash. So it was a really good combo. If you can get it out, it's fantastic, but it will drive your opponents crazy. Then we have a Peleka Worm for life gain and card draw. Then we have Terastodon, who allows you to blow up 3 permanents as he enters play. You have to give him a 3/3 elephant afterwards, but it's more than worth it. Then we have an Artisan of Kozilek. He is actually really good. He's a 9 mana, 10/9 with Annihilator 2. And when he enters the battlefield, you can return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So for 9 mana, you're getting a lot out of it. And in this deck, 9 mana is extremely doable. And then the last card in this deck is Primordial Hydra. This card has won quite a few games. For those of you who don't know what he is, he's a 2 green and X. When he enters the battlefield, you pay X. He gets X +1/+1 counters. At the beginning of your upkeep, double the number of counters on him. As long as he has 10 or more, he has trample. So this guy gets huge fast, and he gives himself trample. So this card is ridiculous. It's won so many games for me out of nowhere, because you cast it for 5, the next turn it's 10, swing, you have trample, and after a few turns he becomes very, very scary. So that's the deck. Let me know what you guys think, and hopefully I'll have some new EDH decks as well as some gameplay coming up for you guys. So please rate, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.